Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Bonnie. Sorry, hello. Anyway, my dog I don't know what she's doing. She is growling at my cat because my cat is on my lap and she's decided that that is her territory. I'm no one's territory, man. Back off, Jackson. Anyway, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you. It means the world to me. I've been noticing more and more people from all over the place has been tuning in. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Keep doing it. Let's tell a neighbor, a friend. Let's let that be like the new cool thing, you know? You'll look real cool if you listen to my podcast. Just kidding. I don't do peer pressure. No peer pressure at all. If you feel like telling someone, I would love it and I would appreciate it, but you don't have to, you know? I'm not going to boss you around. Anyway, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be in your neck of the woods. How the heck are you? Now my other dog what is going on? There's no plan whatsoever to my podcast today. I don't really have an agenda. And sometimes these podcasts turn out great when I have no idea what the heck I'm going to talk about and I have no set topic. And other times they're just a big shit show. So, there's that. So what has been keeping me up? Well, weird a lot, actually. I've been thinking of my mom so much. It's just not even funny. Now, every commercial I see, every show, everything seems to remind me of my mom. And then I cry, and I'm not really a crier. I don't cry much. So, and there's nothing wrong with crying, by the way. I'm not saying that because I think I'm cool. I just, I probably should cry more, actually. I'm weird about crying. When someone dies, I go into this weird survival mode and I don't always cry right away. It takes forever because I just kind of get more on the, okay, what just happened? And I don't know. I just take a while to process and then I figure out what I need to do and I go on this weird survival mode. And maybe it comes off like I don't care. But trust me, I care very much. What are my dogs like? Are you guys seeing something that I'm supposed to? Is there a ghost? What's happening? My dogs are all looking at the wall and whining, which is a little disturbing, especially because I'm talking about my mom. But what is happening? So if you hear that in the background, that is my dogs being weird. Anyway, again, by the way, if you're just tuning in to my podcast, I do this a lot. I kind of go off the rails a little bit, and you might want to take like some Adderall or something to be able to keep up. I don't know. Drink some Red Bull because I get a little off topic sometimes. But my mom, and then I get right back to it. But my mom, thinking of her, and I tend to not always cry right away, which makes me look like some heartless robot. And that's just not the case at all. I am more of when no one's around, I kind of shut down, or I just go on this weird survival autopilot thing. And I don't know if that's from just my background coming from a long line of like addicts and being an only child. I had just me, myself, and I, so I only had myself to protect. I had to protect myself, and I didn't have anyone else around to do that. And I had to fend for myself. I had to make my own food. From a very young age, I started being alone by myself at a really young age and made my own dinners and got myself to school and all of that good stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just on a, I don't know what it is. Trust me, I care, but I just don't really show a lot of emotion at first. And then it kind of hits me. And then it does this where I let it out in little bits at a time. And I'll be watching a show or a commercial or something. And it will, all of a sudden, I'll just start bawling like a baby. And then I'm like, okay, I got to suck it up, got to suck it up. And I feel like one of those, I'm not from the South, but from every song I hear, um, what's that Miranda Lambert song where basically she's like, look, she tells her mom tells her to like put some makeup on and basically stop making a scene and get yourself together and put on some makeup and suck it up, in public. And that's kind of how I feel like I need to do. Like I just kind of put on some makeup and suck it up, and then I'll have my own little breakdown in the closet somewhere later on. But that's probably not healthy. So, I'm not saying that's the thing that you should do. I'm just saying that's what I tend to do. So that's been on my mind. And then I think of this administration, the new administration, the Trump administration, and I think, wow, we are making more progress in the 5 weeks that Trump has been in office than Biden has in his entire existence. In his 30, 40 something years of being in office and as a politician, Trump has got more done than Biden has in his entire career. And yet, what are people doing? What are the crazy left doing? They're like, the price of eggs. Eggs. I swear to God, if I hear someone say eggs one more time, I'm going to lose my damn mind. I'm so tired of it. The price of eggs hasn't gone down. How come inflation hasn't gone down? Jeez Louise, the guy's been president for 5 weeks, guys. 5 weeks. Not 5 years, not 5 months. 5 weeks with a W. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell have you accomplished in 5 weeks? Have you changed the entire universe? I mean, the poor man was left with a shit show, with a pile of heaping garbage. And you guys think he's like Harry Potter and he's just gonna, or Jesus, and he's just gonna save it all in 5 weeks? Man, the world today, it's like more and more, faster, faster, better, better, more. I can't wait in line. Like this dude passed me the other day and I was going over the speed limit, only by 5 miles an hour, but still. And he felt that it was incredibly necessary to pass me on an area where there were cars coming. And he had to immediately get right back over to get one car ahead of me because there was another car. There was a car in front of me at the time. So he just squeezed between the two of us. So I was like, really? You just created a situation where we could have all died. There could have been a car accident because you couldn't wait at all to get one car ahead of me. One car, which is the equivalent to 1 second. So you're going to get to wherever you're going 1 second faster. Congratulations for being a dumbass. Here's your sign. Why would you risk that? And it's because people are so flippin' impatient. No one has patience for anything. I mean, God, there's a new iPhone out every freaking 3 months, I swear. And what does it do? How is it so much better? And I swear that these are made, I have an iPhone, they're made to last for a year, and then they just start breaking down so that I don't even know if it's a year. I feel like it's maybe 6 months. And then they start breaking down so that you're forced to buy one. Everything has to be fast, 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 now, 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 faster, faster, faster. No one can just sit and smell the roses for a minute. Calm down. Where are you going? We're all going to die. Can't we just like stop for a second and enjoy what the universe has to offer? I mean, I do it. I get caught up. I walk fast. I talk fast. I think fast. But when I'm like on vacation or something, I like to check out where I am. I like to look at my surroundings. I don't want to just go, go, go. I want to be able to. I mean, I'm not the kind of person that wants a vacation where you can just sit on the beach and relax the whole time. That's not really me. I like to go, go, as in I want to go hiking. I want to go kayaking. I want to go see the world. Like, I want to drive everywhere in the United States and see everywhere. I don't care if it seems to be the most ugly podunk state in the world. I still would like to at least check it out, you know? I want to see what life is. I love people. I'm so fascinated by people. This is why I've mentioned this before. I swear I'm not a creeper. I will not sit in your tree with binoculars and like look in your window. But I've said this before and I mean it. If you have your windows open and I'm walking around, I am absolutely 100% going to slow down. I mean, I'm not going to stop and like stare in your window. That's creepy. But I am going to really slow down and I am going to gooseneck it. Not because I'm trying to be a perv. I'm just fascinated by people. I want to know, what are you cooking? What kind of decorations do you have in your house? What are you watching on TV? Like, I just think that's fascinating. I watch a lot of House Hunters and um, a lot of like design shows and stuff because I'm just fascinated why people want to like where they want to live, where they want to move to, why they want to move where they're moving. Just like at an airport. Like if I'm traveling somewhere and I'm at an airport, I'm like, wow, like all these people, where are they going? Why are they going there? Who are they visiting? Are they running away from something? Maybe I'm just nosy, I guess. I mean, I don't really know what the difference between being crazy nosy like the lady on Something About Mary. I am kind of her, actually, a little bit like her. Something About Mary, the lady that like tans too much, and she like tans so much she's like leathery and orange, and she sits out and she's got like a thing that you can hear other people's conversations. I mean, I don't know. When I get older, I'm not going to lie, I could see myself doing that. Not the tanning thing, but I could see myself maybe trying to hear people's conversations. I'm not a busybody in the sense that, again, I don't care what people are doing. Like, I don't care what kind of freak flag, what kind of freak show you've got going on in your life, because the Lord knows I cannot talk. I have no room to talk. I'm a gigantic shit show, not perfect. If people could spy on me, they'd be like, wow. So, um, I just am fascinated. I'm fascinated why people think the way they think, what makes them tick. What is it about their background that made them who they are today? The whole nature versus nurture. Again, I don't know why people have to pick one. It's both. It's nature and nurture. I don't think that we're affected by just how our parents or lack of parents raise us. I don't think we're just affected by one thing. I think there are so many things that come into play. Like, I come from a long line of addicts, but I'm not an addict because I saw what it has done to my family and I just didn't want to do that to my kids. And I wanted to be different. And I'm not trying to rip on my parents at all. I know that they loved me. I know that they did the best they could with, given the fact that they were major alcoholics and my mom didn't have the very best parents or life either. So she kind of learned from what she was dealt. And, so, and I've had three fathers. And my biological father died on my ninth birthday, along with my dog. So my dog got hit by a car, and my biological dad both died on my ninth birthday. And I had a stepfather before that, and I had a stepfather after that. And my second stepfather is who I consider my dad. I don't call him my stepdad at all. I always called him my dad. And it's just all of that could have made me someone different. And I had a lot of stuff, I had a lot of stuff that I've dealt with. I've dealt with a lot of death. My entire family has passed away by the time I was 25. So, well, that's not true. That's not true. My mom did not pass away, but everybody else did. And so it's hard because you just sort of, and like I said, I'm an only child. So I could have did the victim card. I could have done the poor me card. I could have um, been an alcoholic. And I don't blame people that are at all. I promise I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody at all, because let me tell you, uh, like I said, I've got a lot of problems. I have issues. So just because I'm not an alcoholic doesn't mean, or an addict, does not mean I don't have a whole shit ton of other problems. So I'm not knocking on anybody because, again, I love my family and they're alcoholics and it's hard. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. It's a really fucking hard thing to kick, too, because it's all over the place. You go to any grocery store, any mini mart, any restaurant, and then you see commercials and it's just always around you. And so it's something you have to constantly, you're always aware of, it's always there. And then you have to somehow always say no to it. And alcohol's a real bitch that way. And so anybody that is in recovery, cheers. Oh, no, wow, that was the way wrong word to use, Courtney. Here's to you. I mean, you deserve a lot of credit. Anyone that has kicked an addiction, no matter what the addiction is, that is amazing. You deserve a lot of credit. And I've heard people go, well, I think you deserve more credit if you're not an addict. Okay, why more? I mean, we all make mistakes and we've all, because of our backgrounds, our history, and our life, we've all made choices and some of them have been good and bad. And sure, just because someone chooses not to do drugs or not to, gamble or whatever the case is, doesn't mean that the person that did choose to do it and then quit is any less of a person than someone that never made that choice. I feel like I never chose to drink a lot, but I made other choices that maybe weren't so great. So I don't know. I just feel like, sure, is it great that you chose to not do drugs? Of course it is. And you deserve a ton of credit. And I think that's amazing. But someone that maybe did choose to do drugs, but then got sober and realized, hey, this is not good, um, and has been sticking with it, I think that's equally awesome. So, to everybody out there who has struggled with any kind of addiction and you are now um, sober, I think that is absolutely amazing. And for what it's worth, I care and I support you. And I give you a shout out and salute you. Give yourself a pat on the back because that's hard. I mean, this is going to sound stupid, but I was drinking Red Bull for a while and I don't know why, because it doesn't make me hyper. It doesn't give me energy. It calms me down. That's actually is why I drink it. It just kind of calms me down. But I was drinking it way too much, way too much. And I was all proud of myself because I didn't have Red Bull for 2 weeks. And I was like, hello, my name is Courtney. And it has been 2 weeks since I have had a Red Bull. And I expected people to be like, yeah, good for you. Because I felt pretty damn proud of myself. I didn't tell myself I was quitting. Because again, like I've talked on my previous podcasts, when I'm going to do something, I can't talk about it. I have to be like Nike and I have to just do it. I can't talk about it. I can't discuss it. I can't make it a New Year's resolution. Because if I do things for other people, I won't do it. I know that sounds selfish, but I have to do it because I want to. And maybe I want to for someone else. Maybe I want to get better for my sons, for my grandson, for my friends, for my family, whatever, for my coworkers. But it's because I want to, not because they want me to be better. I don't do well with people being like, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm such a child that way. I have not grown up. I'm 50 years old and I detest people telling me what to do. I don't know if it's an only child thing. I don't know if it's a woman thing. I don't know if it's a Taurus thing. I don't know if it's a Swedish thing. I just, the best way to get me not to do something is to be like, you need to do this. You know what you need? You need to do this. I just don't like people giving me advice if I don't ask for it. I don't like unsolicited advice. If I ask you your advice, you're more than welcome to tell me and be honest. You don't have to sugarcoat it. I'm not a snowflake. You can be real. But if I don't ask for it, it's just like, okay, this is so childish. But if I see no trespassing signs, I'm like, why? Why don't you want me to go there? Like, what's there? And then all I want to do is trespass. But then this is what stops me. I also genuinely believe that if it's someone else's property and someone else's belongings and it belongs to someone else, then I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to be like, okay, that's your stuff. That's your thing. That's your space, because I want people to respect me and my things. I want people to respect if I have, I lived on property and I had a private property sign, and it was because I wanted people to get the fuck off my property. Don't trespass. And so, because I would be annoyed if someone just decided, unless they were if they needed help, but I don't want people just sauntering onto my property. So I respect other people's boundaries, but all I want to do more than anything in the world is be like, why? Why don't you want, what is there that you don't want me to see? And then I want to trespass. But so I'm just a kid. I need to grow up. The more you boss me around, that's not the way to go about it. Like if I am in a relationship and my partner wants me to do something, they shouldn't approach me by going, hey, babe, um, I think that you need to do this and that because the way that you're doing things now just isn't working. I'll be like, I'm not ever doing that now, ever, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it's something I'm working on. But maybe the best way to approach me is be like, I don't know, wait for me to approach you or be like, hey, I've noticed that you seemed a little stressed lately. Do you know why you've been stressed? And just, I'm not really sure how to go about it with me. But anyway, I respect other people, and that's what stops me from not trespassing. But all this started because I said I like to, people fascinate me. And right now, the world is fascinating. We have your crazies, we have your crazy left, we have your Democrats, we have your Republicans, we have your in betweens. I can call myself a conservative hippie. Um, I have some liberal beliefs, I have some conservative beliefs. They're kind of mixed in there. And like I said, I don't care what political background you have. I don't care what political background you affiliate with. I just, I am going to pick on you if you're from the left. I just am. Like I said, I'm going to pick on you if you're from Canada. I'm going to pick on you if you're from France. I'm going to pick on you if you're a lefty. If you're a lefty, not a lefty left-handed, because I'm left-handed. So not a left-handed. I'm going to be like, what? Power to the lefties out there. But I love that I have people from France listening. That is amazing. And I love that I've got um, people from Canada that are listening. So shout out to Canada and shout out to France and shout out to, like I said, every person that is listening. I appreciate no matter who you are. I think you're awesome. And I will always try to help. If you are a crazy left and you are dying on the streets, if you're in a car accident, I'm going to help you. I'm not going to be like, wait a second. Are you one of those shit show lefties? Well, I'm still going to help you. I'm not that person. I'm going to help anybody. I'll give anybody the shirt off my back. I just am probably going to tease you. And I'm going to tell you that I think you're a shit show, but I'm still going to help you, you know? Anyway, what is going on with the world though, you guys? Why are we still to this day? Can someone tell me? Raise your hand if you know the answer to this. Why on God's green earth are we still talking about um, Trump and crying about Trump? I mean, I understand why we're talking about Trump if we're saying Trump's doing an amazing job at weeding out all of the unnecessary crap that we have been spending our money on. I don't understand for the life of me why people have a problem with that, unless, of course, you're a shady motherfucker. If you're a shady motherfucker and you are the part of, um, you're one of the people that are spending our money on other countries and money laundering, then I understand 100% why you don't like Trump, because your ass is corrupt. You're a criminal. You're a shitbag. You're a douche lord. And you should have your ass thrown in the worst prison on earth. Because let me tell you, I don't get Social Security, apparently. Apparently, my children and I are screwed. And the government forced me, they made it mandatory that I pay every month into Social Security. I can't say that word very well. It's like I have a speech impediment, but um, it was mandatory that I paid it. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have an option. They just said, you're going to pay it. And I would have been okay with that if I actually got the money. I'm 100% fine with that if I actually get the money. And now come to find out, it's just been squandered away. It's been pissed away on a bunch of illegal, criminal, shady bullshit. And I'm not going to say it's just the Democrats, because I'm willing to bet it hasn't been just the past 4 years. I'm pretty sure it's been the Republicans too. I hate to say it. If you're a politician, um, I do think that Trump, I don't think he walks on water. I don't think he's perfect at all. I really don't. I'm not delusional. But the man has had the FBI, the CIA, and every branch of the government up his ass and his family's ass for like 8 years now, and he's squeaky clean. So I don't think that Trump is a shady motherfucker. But I think there are Republicans that are shady motherfuckers because they're politicians. And I think it's just built into your DNA. And I think that's why Trump's not a shady motherfucker, because he wasn't a politician. Just like Reagan. It's like if you didn't start out a politician, you're probably a good guy, like Reagan, like Trump. But I don't care if you're a Republican, you're probably going to be a shady motherfucker as well. Again, you guys, I'm not stupid. I'm not delusional. I don't think any person is perfect. I don't think any human is perfect at all. So if you're a human, you've got your demons, you've got your skeletons in your closet. And if you say you don't, you're a liar, because we all do. So, but that said, how is it that people are remotely upset that Elon is weeding out all the massive, massive corruption and fraudulent spending? How is that a bad thing unless you're part of the problem, unless you're shady? And why is it that people care that young people who have um, the knowledge in technology, it doesn't matter who you are. We have AOC, who's the biggest dumb shit on the fucking planet, and she used to be a bartender. Half of the politicians don't come from any kind of upstanding background. And we're going to be mad because younger people who were basically born, well, not basically, who were 100% fact, born with this technology around them, that are amazing at it, that are savants at it, that have high IQs. You're going to be pissed because some young kid found your mistakes. You're pissed off at his age. You're not pissed off at his age. You're using his age as an excuse. And you're mad because he called himself Harry Balls. He did that to piss you idiots off. You're the one going around saying Harry Balls. He's doing it, and Elon is doing it to be childish, but also to be like, "Ha, I made you say Harry Balls." It's like that. It's like that "Pinch Me" song by Bare Naked Ladies. I made you say underwear. They're like, I made you say Harry Balls. My God, the fact that you're falling for it just makes you're just playing into his hand. I think it's hilarious because you guys are just, whoever's playing into it, I mean, it's your fault. You're, you're dumb. I don't know. Anyway, those are some things on my mind. I think that the world needs to drink a little maybe, unless you're an alcoholic, in which case, please don't have a drink. We need to laugh more. We need to get out, pull our heads out of our butts, and look around. If we don't have our heads crammed up our own asses, maybe we could see the world and we could start paying attention to the good and start paying attention to what is going on, what is actually going on, not what, corrupt people are telling you and want you to believe, and they're trying to misguide you and be like, look over here, look over here. And they're trying to get you to watch one hand while the other hand is dipping into our Social Security and taking all of our money. They should be in federal prison right this very second. I think they should be hung up and by the gallows. Wait, is it hung up by the gallows, or the gallows the thing that you put your head in and your arms in? Well, both of those work. Both of those things should happen. We should go back to the days where we stone people at this point. There needs to be accountability. And I think if we make a point of this is what happens when you commit massive fraudulent crimes and you steal from all of America. I mean, I'm pissed. I will have nothing to survive off of. Nothing. What am I going to do? Yes, I should have had a retirement plan. I understand I should have had a retirement plan, and that's totally 100% on me. But I also should have had security, Social Security. And that's 100% on our government. They just took, if I did that, I'd be in jail for the rest of my life, quite literally, for the rest of my life. Yet our government can do that and nothing whatsoever happens. I don't understand how that's okay or possible. Boston Tea Party started for a lot less. Wars have started for a lot less, and I'm not sure why we're not like, no, give me my money right the fuck now. I mean, Biden is so old, I don't know that he deserves to be in jail. He just should be put away in a nursing home or something. I don't know. Everybody else needs to have their ass in jail. And AOC is running around saying shit. I'm like, listen, girl, all people think of when they see you is some sorority girl running around in a wet t-shirt contest. There are no brains. Thank God she's pretty. I hate admitting she's pretty. I hate it. It makes me want to vomit saying that. But let's face it, she's not ugly. I don't care who you are. You don't think she's ugly. You may not think she's hot. You may not think she's a 10 or whatever, but the bitch ain't ugly. Thank the Lord. Because that is literally all she has going for her. Quite literally. I mean the word literally, literally. She has nothing else going for her. Dumb as a box of rocks. An idiot. But most lefties are. Y'all just run around like chickens with your head cut off, running into walls, or like the kid with the bucket on his head, just constantly running into the wall, not understanding what you need to do to quit. They're like, why? Why do I keep running into a wall? I don't understand. I mean, and then they're still up to, and why does Rachel Middow still have a job? And why does everybody with the name Joy seem to be a miserable bitch? If your name is Joy, I guess you're just a miserable asshole. It's weird. But why does Rachel Maddow still have a job? Why? Why is it still allowed for people on the news like CNN and 60 Minutes and MSNBC? Why are any of those companies still on the air? They have been proven, it's been proven that they do nothing but lie. Lie, 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 lie. Why aren't they in prison? That's obstruction. Why aren't they in prison? It's also defamation of character for all the people that they have talked shit about, because it did affect them. It did affect their life. Trump has had two attempts on his life. I can't talk today. 2 attempts on his life because all of these crazy lefties keep going out and telling people that he's Hitler. There needs to be accountability so people stop doing this. And until there's accountability, people are going to keep running around with buckets on their head, ramming into the wall, going, where, why, what? And it's like, dude, just take the bucket off your head. Just take the bucket off your head. Take your head out of your ass. Oh, the light will shine down on you and the world will light up. Trust me, it's good advice. It's really dark up there. Anyway, so those are some things keeping me up. And how are you guys doing? There's some stuff. What's up, South Africa? I see that some people from South Africa. By the way, here's what you have to know about me. Again, it doesn't matter what country you're from. And if you're listening, I totally appreciate you. But also know that doesn't make you immune from me telling you my feelings about you. So that said, super appreciate anybody from South Africa listening to me. However, what the fuck, South Africa? Seriously. I'm assuming the person from South Africa listening isn't like this, but what a bunch of racist people. Like, what the fuck is up with your country? Honestly, as a white woman, I'm not a big fan of your country right now. Super big fan of anybody listening. It means you probably aren't a fan of how your country is ran. I'm not calling the people in your country bad, but I am 100% calling your government pieces of shit. Because as a white person, not really liking the fact that your government is promoting, killing off farmers and whitey. Not on board with that. Think it's pretty disgusting. Kind of think that those kind of people have a place in hell, and I hope they get there sooner than later. Um, when you're going around hating on a group of people because of their color and promoting their death, yeah, I'm not going to really be a big fan of that country. Kind of why I don't like certain places in the Middle East, um, kind of why I don't like certain places in Africa. Kind of why I'm pissed off at the left right now. Kind of why I'm pissed off at some people in Canada. Um, oh, by the way, Canada, this whole business about, well, we're not going to come to America and we're not going to come and go to your country and visit. Okay, who the fuck cares? You need us way more than we need you. I'm sorry, if we need some syrup, we'll call you. Like, Canada, get over yourself. Seriously. Who do you think you are? For real. You put tariffs on us all the time. You tax the absolute fucking shit out of America. You make so much money off of America, and you're going to turn around and be mad that we're like, guess what? No, this gravy train is closed. And then you guys are going to be like, oh, we're not going to visit your country anymore. We don't care at all. Just so you know, no one cares. Your country is not someone that we rely on. We don't need you. You absolutely need us far more than we need you. Do we need you a little bit? Yeah. hmm Should we work together and be a team? Yep. Is it better to work together and be a team? Absolutely. Do we need you? No. Do you need us? Yeah. Do you tax the crap out of us and get a shit ton of money from us? Yeah. And now if we turn around and be like, guess what? That's not going to happen anymore. And we can start making some money. You're pissed off? I don't think so. But to threaten that you're not going to come and be tourists in our country anymore is just laughable and nobody cares. Just to throw that out there. And South Africa, yeah. Um, why are you guys saying the shit that you're saying and not being held accountable? You should also be in prison. If you are promoting killing whitey or killing anybody, regardless of color, um, there should be consequences. So again, if you're listening to my podcast and you're from a country that I pick on, I'm not I am so grateful that you're listening, and I hope you continue. Because again, I'm not saying that it's the people that live in France or the people that live in South Africa or the people that live in Canada that are assholes. I'm saying, though, 100% the people that run your countries are pieces of garbage and they don't know what they're doing. And I don't agree with it. So you are going to hear me say that. And if you're sensitive to that, if you're offended by that, this is your disclaimer. Your disclaimer is I'm going to pick on anybody and nobody's safe. Whitey isn't safe. Women aren't safe. Blondes aren't safe. Black people aren't safe. Native Americans aren't safe. Hispanics aren't safe. Asians aren't safe. Whatever race you are, whatever country you're from, whatever political background you have, even Republican, no matter what sexual orientation you have, I'm probably going to say, not probably, I am, if I have a problem, if I have an issue that comes up and it's with any of that group of people, I'm going to bring it up. Again, doesn't mean I'm hating on that group of people, doesn't mean I have prejudice toward that group of people. It means I have an issue with that group of people or their government or whatever at the time, and I'm going to voice my opinion about it. So that's a disclaimer. If this is the first time listening, I may not be your cup of tea if you are sensitive. Sometimes I talk about politics. Sometimes I talk about family. I talk about all kinds of things. So maybe one podcast might tick you off, but you could tune in next time. And maybe the next podcast, I'm going to be talking about something that won't offend you. So, give me a chance. Even if you're offended by one of my shows, you may not be offended by the next. But again, no matter where you're from, you're welcome. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to pick on you. I'm like that older sister or younger sister, whatever the case may be, however old you are. I'm going to pick on you if I think that you're wrong, because that's what we should do. We should tell people they're wrong if they're wrong. Maybe we should not do it in the way that I do it. I'm a little bitchy about it sometimes, but still. Anyway, hey, I didn't have an agenda. I just kind of came in and started talking about stuff, and maybe it worked out. Maybe you liked this podcast. Maybe you didn't. That is why, if you want, you can email me at ramblingsofanInsomniac49 at Gmail. Ramblings with an S, ramblings of an insomniac 49 at Gmail. So you can tell me, hey, you babble too much. I'm not sensitive. It goes both ways. You can tell me like it is too. I appreciate honesty. So drop me a line if you'd like to tell me what you think. Anyway, thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. And until next time.